basically, there is one of the things I understood from what you said. You said you left and joined an active community. Then I want to remind you, this class is actually being recorded. Okay, so everything we are doing here is highly professional. So one of the key things I pick up there, your laptop was bad, but the determination, like the determination to actually scale through, made you borrow a friend's laptop. Now, one of the key things, one key take home there is that you are a good person. That is the reason why someone can borrow you his laptop. That means your relationship, you have that soft skill to keep a cordial relationship with people, and that is the reason why you are able to earn that favor of gaining a friend's laptop. Then that is determination. Jojo, I understand that there's no excuse to this. As in, you don't need to say I don't have a laptop, I don't have a good phone. All those stories of Mongo Park and the Seven Rivers. It's just the determination and the soft skill. He said when he done with service, he went back and joined an active community. It's not to be learning in isolation. If you're learning in isolation, you can't make a headway. You can't make a headway. Then you must learn how to what maximize opportunities that you have. He said he saw someone in the same field he's dreaming of. He has to take the first step. And the first step was what? Meet with her. This thing you are learning, can you put me through? People don't hide knowledge. It is your perception, is how you feel about people that make you look as if they are hiding knowledge. They are not hiding any knowledge. It's how you feel. And so also makes mention of having a lot at hand. Like you said you are in final year, Joshua, but being in final year doesn't stop you from actively learning, actively learning. And everything you need, you have it now. You are in school. You don't even have anything doing. As I tell you, during our school days, we have time to even write our own exam and be looking for who to write for. So you don't even have anything doing. You are just free. What is in final year? Final year, you just have no zero workload. You don't have anything doing that final year. You just play, play. So, so that's the whole this thing. So you have to be an active learner. So Mr. Joshua, Mr. Caleb, you made mention about borrowing a laptop. What is actually the laptop specification for learning UI UX? Can you tell us maybe the specification of laptop? What tools do one need to be able to learn?
So basically, at that point in time, the laptop we even used at that point in time were not like laptops that were really. I think that laptop was around a 4 gig RAM. I think yeah. So basically, any laptop that could that your Chrome could work properly, but also you could download the Figma app, which is not really heavy. But I think any functional laptop that has at least from the 4 gig RAM would work cannot be bad for you. But at that point in time, I think that laptop is either a 4 gig or a 2 gig RAM because it was constantly lagging. But the determination was there. I was imagine dragging, checking, moving between windows on your laptop, and you have to wait some minutes for it to load. But then we just keep working. But I think anybody that has a laptop that's from 4 gig RAM will work properly.
Okay, have you seen the so one of the things there I used to tell people that even a mobile phone can build a web app, but it is your skill set. Your skill set is just bad. Like once you're able to work on your skill set, even a mobile phone can de- complete a project. The problem people do have is they follow YouTube tutorials a lot. They are wallowing in hell. When preachers in church will telling you come out from hell and enter into heaven, people will think it's an imaginary place. You having a very bad skill. There is no decision between that and hell. You are watching a YouTube tutorial and the person is using some complex tools that your system cannot run. You don't know an alternative because you have not learned how to use the documentations. So you are now struggling to do some other person's job with a YouTube tutorial, and you found that you cannot do it, you cannot arrive at any reasonable point. Due to what? It's not your problem of your PC, it's not the problem of your phone. Because even before people start having this kind of phone, people were building sites with Techno M3 and Techno P5. Even Symbian phone, within the days of Symbian, people were building sites with those phones. Just ask most of these senior developers that have 15 years experience. Why most of them learn this thing with their phone? So you don't have any excuse. He said he was building it with a 2 gig RAM Pentium, Intel Pentium, which is a dual core, and this thing was lagging. It could not even like run Figma, and but the determination was there. You have to just pick up on those lines. The determination was there, and he was able to push through the learning. Like, okay, Mr. Caleb, can you actually tell us the struggles that you have during those times? Like the struggles, apart from you talked about the bad laptop, you talked about the heavy workload of being a corp member, teaching, coming back, doing some kitchen work because I usually know you those days as a kitchen staff and doing some kitchen work and still be able to follow through and push through those hurdles and land your first gig. Can you actually tell us some of the bottlenecks you face, the time constraint, how you're able to plan your time, then the hardware constraints, and also because I know there must also be a financial constraint too. So how we are able to do skill as skill life real life balance. How they put it, life skill balance, how you're able to balance this thing and it wasn't stressing you. Like that's actually the room for the struggle, so look at it.
So I think basically one of the struggles I had was so one of the struggles I didn't really have in the beginning was that was light having so much problem with the lights aspect. My laptop was lagging and I had so much workload. At some point there, I remember sometimes for 2 3 days I have not slept because I would do an internship throughout the night because I have things to complete. In the morning I'll go to teach, and when I come back I have other things I have to do. So basically I barely had time to sleep, and I think when it really got challenging was after service. After service, you are expected to get a job. At that point, I might just finish learning, and I'm just applying to like new jobs, especially like design gigs. And I think at that point, in time, you need money for data. You want to get a good laptop because you need a good laptop to get a very good gig, and it became a very big problem. But I think the thing is just if you are determined, I just believe that things will work out for you. And I think one of the things I did was that in my active community, there are various products which I just volunteer to help them with. And just with time, somebody was able to refer me to a gig that paid me really well. So I think I didn't really have so much bottlenecks because of the community I joined in. So once I joined that community and I was able to relate with developers and product managers, they were able to put me on easily.
Okay, okay, okay. Now, from what you said, I'll be able to pick up the idea of community. Now, he said the community helped him land a good gig. The community helped him land a good gig. Then he also made mention about the light constraint. I found that even there's no light in your village where you are now, it's not actually a big excuse. You have seen that there is also someone who actually stayed in a place where there is utter darkness and he was still able to scale through. He was still able to scale through and make that big breakthrough. That now that you are in final year and you are thinking that you are doing project. As a matter of fact, if you draft out, you found that this your project will just get complete in 2 weeks to defense. And found that all the time you are just whiling away time due to planlessness and after planlessness. You are not able to schedule yourself and manage your time. So somebody was in a place of darkness, as in place that doesn't have light, and he was still able to learn. Then after the service year where nobody is giving you money, as in he was still able to push through. So you found that you saying that you don't have solve is not even an excuse. That you don't have solve is not an excuse. Okay, so and he was able to push through and land the first. Then you must be open-minded to serve as a volunteer. He said he volunteered in an active community. Everything is not all about money. Everything is not all about what are you going to pay me. Like you have to have that in the back of your skull. In tech community, as in, one of my friends volunteered in a Web3 community as a community manager. Now he's a multi-millionaire. So volunteering matters, but you have to know where you are volunteering. You must know where you are volunteering, the volunteering you are doing. Because there are some people that even them themselves have not found their bearing and they are volunteering to be roaming around with them. How are you going to land in somewhere reasonable? One of the things there, you must find key people that are successful in a field, then you volunteer. Most people will not even allow you to volunteer to them because they know what you are going to learn. There is what we call free internship and paid internship. To some extent, find a mentor, pay. Yes, find a mentor if it is hard to you to see an active community just like you Caleb did. Find a mentor and pay and be able to gain the knowledge and be able to gain that knowledge is very important. Okay. So and you also made mention about like people have to see your works. Like people have to see your work. Find a community in Twitter, find a community on Facebook, do those free work. Like I didn't say that you should copy a YouTube tutorial. Like find solve one real life problem, put it there, people will see it. There are people that have that kind of problem, they can reach out to you and from there you're able to do it. You made mention about one of your friend called Femi and he was a junior developer and he was building and motivating you. And you also talked about baby, one of the people you met during those days, baby that put you through. What actual assistance did baby give to you? Like what, like, can you be able to pinpoint the guidance baby gave to you? Maybe you can give us a step by step, so maybe you can draw references from there and be able to channel it to other tech skills that we are into.
I think what Debbie did was Debbie gave me the confidence. So she at that point in time she was working for an American company, and I think she would allow me sit down when she have interviews with people from Europe, from Asia, and I think that really gave one of the things she gave me was the confidence because I felt like if she was able to be she was able to work with these people, I should be able to do that too. And since she was mentoring me, it really gave me the confidence. And I think that was why I also performed very well in my interviews because I had watched her do it real time. And I think she also put me on and gave me resources to work with. And oftentimes when I run into bottlenecks in what I'm working on, I just send her an email or I reach out to her and she assists me. And also, yes, Femi also I was saying Femi also inspired me because at that point in time, Femi, there was no day Femi didn't have a task that he was doing. Femi was engaged and very busy every single day. And I think that was one of the things that motivated me that this person doesn't even have time, and it shows that this is profitable. And it showed that he was profitable because at that point in time, Femi was also earning a very wonderful amount. And I think it was one of those things that pushed me and said, oh, if my friends, people I call my friends, are actually doing well, I should also do my best. And I think it worked out in the end. The very wonderful thing is most of them most that were doing at that point in time, no longer in Nigeria. Debbie's currently in Germany, and I also forgot Chief
Peter, yes.
yes. Yeah, Peter is in Japan right now. Also, he's also a developer, a Python developer.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so these are the people that inspired me, and yeah, and I'm so glad that everybody's really doing well right now.
Okay, now look at one of the things I just pinpoint from the mentorship. I was able to deduct that these people are they didn't like they were not dragging you by the hand, like telling you, okay, in today's class you are going to be learning how to put components. In today's class you'll be learning how to look at the user experience, we look at the user interface, and this is not teaching you. There's a place of you going all out to learn the fundamentals yourself. Like this evening, somebody shared to me on Facebook and was saying that, yeah, do I teach front end development? I said, actually, I only have 3 weeks mentorship, which I charge 500,000 for junior developers and not learners. I don't teach anybody from first principle. You have to go to W3 school to go and learn from scratch. You have to go to free code camp. You have to go to YouTube. Then if you just get stuck in tutorial hell, having fully mastered some of the fundamentals, then you can now come
Yes.
for the 3 weeks mentorship. And basically what you do in mentorship, and so some other person reached out to me last week around Thursday, he was saying that he paid for mentorship and they used him, and the guy is now dropped him. So I now asked him to, okay, as somebody that actually paid for mentorship somewhere and they use him, I want to know the extent in which he was used. So I asked him to just build a simple calculation, a simple calculator app, just within few minutes and send to me and host it, and then send me the link. Do you know up till now it has been 4 days now, the guy is still building calculator app. So when he reached out to me and said that the calculator app is hard for him, and I say, you say that they use you, what do they use you to do? Like someone said that he paid and the guy used it to do projects, like, and he cannot do calculator app. What was he now used for? So I'm not asking the level of his education and what he have learned so far. I found that he doesn't know JavaScript. That what prompted that my post. Most of the problems you have is that you don't know JavaScript. So most
Yeah.
people think that I'm a motivational speaker, but I'm not. I'm just a stoic. So most, like, you have to be used. Like he said, David gave him the confidence. He didn't come and be teaching him what to do. He- so for somebody, for you to be permitted to be in this class free, like, is everything we can do for you to be profitable. I paid $50 for Andrew Tate's real life university. What they are doing there, they are not even teaching you how to code anything. They are giving, changing your mindset, because the reason for your poverty, the reason for you doing website 315 is your mindset. Tomorrow I'm going to negotiate a project. The man sent the project. We look at the architecture. Basically, I'm knowing that this is running to 36 million. And we are still going to do all those things. Break it down. You learn how to close. You learn closing. That's one of the things you learn after you have become profitable, as in within your mind, within the scope in which you perceive things, you have become profitable. You join a community, you work with people closely. There is things you see. Like initially, I didn't know that there is anything profitable about this tech space, because from the way you see it on Facebook, you will see people doing websites for 20,000 naira, and you be wondering how often will you be able to get this.
There are people charging just to design the landing page and of a website for 5K. So people are making it even as people are complaining. There are people that are actually making it.
And this 5K is not 5,000 naira. This is 5K dollars.
Yes, $5K. Yes, sir.
You understand? This is 5K dollars. People are charging 5K dollars to design a UI, and you yourself is charging three for 20,000 naira. Have you seen the origin of the fundamental problem? Lack of community, like lack of active community. And he says David gave him confidence and Femi gave him the perception that people are hitting it. Throughout the time I knew Femi, he has never been idle. If he's not working, he's trading. If he's not working, it's because you have so much money that you don't know what to do with the money again. So profitability starts from the mind. It starts from the mind. What do you do? What do you do? You have seen his struggles. Bad laptop didn't stop him. Staying in a community where there is utter darkness didn't stop him. He was still active doing the best he could. He joined the community, he contributed for free. Then this brings us to open source. Once you have learned those fundamental you learned, and you don't know the real life project to build, they are open source. WhatsApp is an open source project. You can contribute to WhatsApp. Just imagine applying for a job and they find out that you contributed to WhatsApp. Don't you know that you are hired?
That's a huge plus.
A huge plus that you contributed to Facebook. Even if it was just color that you helped to amend, you contributed. Facebook makes your GitHub or your GitLab. Facebook makes it. Just yesterday, GitLab sent a friend of mine a package for giving birth. That means how active he is to the GitLab community that GitLab sent him a present. So you have to contribute. You have to find out that those your excuses are trash. You have heard somebody doesn't have a laptop. He doesn't have a laptop. He's not a motivational speaker. I didn't call him and telling him to tell you that he doesn't have a laptop. He doesn't have, but he was able to grow from zero, completely zero to multi-million. So you being a student is a no, it's a you are even more privileged. You are in a community where you can gather active learners. I know there's a computer science in that your school. I know that there's faculty of engineering in that your school, and there are people learning this thing, and they have a place they go. You can actually go and join an active community and start contributing from there. So now, how were you able to land your first gig? How was it like? Did you start small, or was it a mega hit? I'm Caleb.
Okay, I think my first gig was a referral. That's where somebody referred me to a particular gig, and at that point in time, at that point in time, I said that it was large for me. At that point in time, it was large for me, but because that was like the first actual job I was doing, that was a very end, that was an end-to-end product, and it was a very huge, I won't say it was a huge sum, but for me at that point in time, it was a very very huge sum. And I think referrals is still one of the best ways for us to get gigs in the field because people who know your work will refer. And most times you don't ever have to do an interview because the person that refers you is being trusted, and the client also carries that trust and also gives you that benefit of doubt, and you're expected to deliver. So I think that was how I got my first gig, and just most of the gigs I've gotten over time, I just from people referring me to gigs and to clients who they've worked in the past, and people have worked in the past also referring me to others. So yeah, that's how it has been.
Okay. Actually, I picked something up from here. Basically, you contributing to open source actually grants you one access. It gives you an access key of referral. Like
Yes, give you an access point. Yeah.
yes, it gives you access key to of referral because in most cases, many people actually think that to pass a DSA interview, data structure and algorithm test, is not easy. But once they give you the file, you don't need to write any data structure. They
Yeah.
believe that the person referring you is referring somebody as good as he is. That's an open door, like a complete access to where you couldn't have been in next 10 years because you could have started from doing job of 500 naira to be able or started doing free work. I started my own in 2019. A big daily contribution website for 40,000 naira, and the man paid 20,000 and refused to pay the rest. Even up till today, he has not paid the rest. So, but referral will give you an access where you cannot enter. Like somebody will just refer you to a mega grand project, like just by contributing to open source, like contributing to open source project, contributing to a community, like your active participation to a community. They see what you are made of. They will now recommend you to job because one of the thing about coming close to people that are active is that they have so much on their hands. that they cannot complete, so they can, and they cannot gather up. So you must be used. Like the boy told me that he was used. I didn't see the case study in which this young man was used. In no way was he used, because he is useless. Like someone that cannot build a calculator app is useless, but he's claiming to be used. So you must be used. But make sure when you are being used, you are useful. Make sure you are useful, because it is that your usefulness that will prompt referral. Mr. Caleb said that he was referred to a grand project that changed his life for good. And from that project, he was still being referred to others. One of my friends told me that there are some job sites like Indeed, Fiverr, and Upwork. You can go to Indeed, find a job as low as 80,000 a month, then do it. In that community you are doing that work in, there are people there. It is not that 80,000 that they are taking, there are other side projects coming from outside, and from there you can actually from there scale. Even as a student suffering drinking garri, you can find a little junior dev role in Indeed, apply, they will take you, they will use you. I want to tell you now, shout it at the top of my voice, they will use you if you are what, useful. If you are not useful, you will be what, kicked out. So profitability starts from what? The mind. If you don't have any take home from this lesson, know that your excuses are trash. You don't have a laptop, it's a trash. He doesn't, Mr. Caleb said he doesn't have a laptop, but he borrowed from a friend. That means you must have a soft skill to be able to borrow. Then you look at mentorship, you have looked at mentorship, you have seen what it is. It is not somebody taking you by the hand and teaching you A, B, C, D. Someone can actually, just by you being where they are taking interviews, is mentorship. Just you by sitting by them, seeing them do real life work, you find that there is no much difference between those your dummy projects and what they are doing. That confidence is all you need to move. That you are living in a community where there is utter darkness, that never have taken away their cables from your street, or their thieves pack your transformer, is no excuse. Somebody is living in an utter darkness, in a zone where there is no light, and he was still able to learn. So it is your determination. Man, he said when he get done with service, he went to, and like your people will be telling you like, "Oh, are you not going to work? You should just dress up and start looking for work." And we are there sending, saying that you're working with the community, you wake up, go and join a community to be doing free work, come back and eat. And even in that lack, he pushed on. So your stories is not far from his stories, and he was able to start from zero to multi-million. So I don't know if any of you have a question for our guests. So this is a Q&A section. You can ask your questions before we round up. Any question? So in absence of question, Mr. Kelly, what do you have for anybody that is starting a tech career, neither front end, back end, any tech career at all? What do you have for them?
I think the one advice I would give is whatever you want to do, just take it seriously. Ensure that you learn the basics, you learn the concepts. Don't worry about tools. Once you learn the basics, from there you cannot scale. Once you learn the basics, from there you cannot scale. Whatever you are doing, cyber security, just ensure that you are able to learn, understand the basic concept of that particular field you are trying to learn. Then from there you cannot scale. And thank God now with the help of AI, you can now move faster. Not heavy reliant on AI, but ensure you know the basics first before you can now use it to scale. You understand? But just what I was saying, learn the basics. Ensure you join an active working community. Ensure that people are able to mentor you. Get a very good mentor, and just from there, the truth is, when you're starting out, people will definitely use you. Just as Beth said, you will do a lot of free jobs, and people will. So just ensure that you are open-minded and ensure that you do at every point in time do a very good job, do a very check because you don't know who will see your work. The internet is not. I won't say the internet is not censored in this part of the world. You might do something here and somebody in America will see it. So you don't know who will see your particular work. So just ensure that ensure you do a good job every time you are doing something, and the sky will be your starting point.
Thank you very much for coming on board, and we are really grateful for the 49 minutes you have put in. Is actually a life changing 49 minutes. Okay, so for the people that missed the live session, I will be uploading this recording on my YouTube account. So I will share the link for people that missed it. You can still come on board and hear it. So maybe one of these days again, we're still going to have Mr. Caleb on a live Facebook section, and he may talk to the global audience there. This is not going to
Okay.
be restricted to few number of persons, because I made it in a way that not much people will be here, because as even we started posting this link, some of that maybe send it to 16,000 WhatsApp contact that I have. I just post it people that are interested, because in these days they are not begging anybody for anything. People, someone that want to succeed, let him succeed. Someone that want to go astray, we open the door. If possible, we use Caterpillar to check a course for him to go astray. Okay. So nice having you, Mr. Caleb. Thank you for the wealth of knowledge you brought on board, and we don't take it for granted.
Yeah, thank you. Anytime I'm available. As long as we're here to help any people, I'm available. So thank you guys. Thank you everybody that showed up. We'll do this some other time. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.